So it's no secret that I'm a fan of tech. I'm a fan of cameras, of smartphones, shite like that. But there's an aspect of tech that I'm quite a big fan of, and that happens to be stuff you can put your tech in. And I just spilled my tea. Stuff you can put your tech in, or bags for short. I'm going to put that down. I have amassed quite a collection of bags that I like to put my tech in. I've got this Peak Design everyday backpack, which is kind of like my main camera bag. I've got this super beat up North Face backpack that this is/was my everyday bag for taking for work, to travel, for everything. This thing is a beast. I love it. My current everyday bag, which is this Topo Designs backpack, which again, beautiful color, great sturdy, hard wearing material. Big fan. I've got this Fjallraven little bum bag type thing that I wear on my chest or around my back, which fits a bunch of lovely little accessories. I even have this like Manfrotto messenger bag just for kind of bringing regular, like random little bits and bobs around. And finally, and the subject of this video, I have this Brevitē Jumper backpack. I bought this Brevitē Jumper backpack a couple years ago now because I was looking for a smaller camera bag that I could wear around on a regular basis. You see, my Peak Design bag, while incredible, it was too large and cumbersome to be worn regularly, and any of my other little daily backpacks didn't provide the amount of protection that I was looking for. So I was pretty jazzed when I discovered the Brevitē Jumper because it seemed to tick a lot of the boxes I was looking for. It was a lot smaller, it was actually padded like a camera bag, and a couple more that I'll get into later. This bag is made of 600D polyester, meaning that it's pretty lightweight, but also quite durable. And it also costs around $170 US, which is a decent enough price for a camera bag. For comparison, my Peak Design everyday backpack costs about $300 US new. So in comparison, the Brevitē is coming in at quite a decent price. So the jumper has a bunch of different compartments that I'll go through and is around 18 liters when it comes to capacity, which isn't huge. Again, for comparison, my Peak Design is 30 liters, but you'll learn that if you have quite a concise kit, then this bag is actually pretty sizable. So the bag itself has two main compartments. There is a top compartment up here, as well as the camera compartment here. There's a front zip that you'll find here, a little side pocket that you can put a water bottle or a small tripod like a gorilla pod or something like that, as well as this little strap so you can keep it in place. And then around the top you'll find the laptop compartment, which you can easily fit, I think Brevitē says, up to a 16-inch MacBook inside of this. I was able to fit a 14-inch MacBook Pro as well as an iPad in here without any issues. And you also find that this is actually weather resistant or even water resistant. There's also this nice little secret pouch here, which is big enough for kind of like a wallet, a passport, maybe an SSD, something like that. And then down at the bottom, you'll find these two straps here where you can fit a larger tripod. Again, nothing massive, but something like a medium-sized photo tripod should fit here fine. You'll see that the top compartment is quite decently sized, and it even has this little zipper here which you can fit things like keys, little smaller accessories, a wallet, things like that. But the main actual compartment here is probably big enough for maybe a spare sweater, some snacks, a packed lunch, or I guess camera equipment if you're inclined in going that way. I wouldn't put a lens in here personally. I'll get into the reason why later. Looking at the main compartment here, you'll see that it's kind of big enough to fit a mirrorless camera or a film camera or maybe a DSLR with a smaller lens, as well as some accessories including maybe a spare lens, monitor, batteries, that kind of thing. And while it may not look like much, I was actually pleasantly surprised with how much you can actually fit in here, provided you use some strategy. In fact, I took this backpack on a week-long shoot in Las Vegas because I wanted something lightweight that I could carry around all day and could fit kind of the core gear that I needed. And I was actually really, really impressed with how much this bag could take in whole. In a hole. I was impressed with how much this bag could fit. There you go, that's better. That being said, I did think it could do with a bit more padding in the back here, as well as wider straps, because I felt after the end of the day, or by the end of the day, these were really digging into my shoulders, and I felt like if there was just maybe a couple more inches or centimeters on either side, or maybe a little bit more shape to them, then it wouldn't have been so bad. And as well as that, I would have really liked the inclusion of a sternum strap going across here to alleviate some pressure as well throughout the day. That's something that my Peak Design bag, as well as a lot of hiking bags, have. So that would have been a really, really nice inclusion on this. Now, Brevitē is it Brevitē? Brevitē? Pronunciation. Brevity is pronounced brevity, which means clear and concise. Brevity. I was right. Okay. So Brevitē say that this bag is weatherproof, but not waterproof. In theory, it should be okay in light rain, but if you're actually worried about gear getting damaged or you're thinking of taking this out in heavy weather, then I'd recommend getting a separate rain cover. Now, Brevitē sell some on their website, but I've been using a third-party one that I got on Amazon, and I've had no issues whatsoever. Oh, and also, apparently it's totally machine washable. Now, I haven't tried it myself. Maybe I should, because I've got a few stains on there already. But Brevitē have it on their socials of them cleaning these things, putting them through the washer and the dryer and all sorts, and they seem to work just fine. The thing I like most about the Brevitē Jumper has to be the design. You see, it comes in a bunch of really great stylish colors, but the one thing I really, really love about it is the fact that it doesn't look like a camera bag. One thing I generally dislike quite a bit about camera bags is the fact that often they all look very much like camera bags, and so they're essentially a giant signpost saying, hey, I have thousands of dollars worth of gear right here, come rob me. And this is a genuine concern when you're out traveling. Again, like I said, I bought this because I wanted something casual that I could take out with me. And so the fact that this looks so good and can look nice with any outfits that I have on is a serious bonus. Okay, but what do I not like about this backpack? Well, there's a few things, like I said earlier. It could definitely do with more padding, the wider straps, sternum strap, things like that. But one thing I'm not really a massive fan of is the price. It's $160 US, which, yes, is cheaper than the $300 Peak Design bag. But to me, it pushes it just far enough into the place where you'd have to actually consider whether or not you want to spend that much money on a camera backpack, because $160 isn't cheap. Whereas I think if this was coming in around 120, maybe 130, then this would absolutely be a no-brainer. So if you are in the market for getting one of these, see if you can snag one on sale. I bought mine on sale for, I think, maybe 140. I think it was $20 off, something like that. And for that price point, I think this is really great. Another thing I dislike has to be the Velcro that's separating the top compartment from the camera compartment. Yes, it's great that this camera bag is somewhat modular in that you can just either remove or flip up that Velcro to use the entire bag as its own singular cavity. If you want to put textbooks or anything inside there, you can use it just as a regular backpack. But I do find this Velcro very, very weak, to the point where it happened on multiple occasions where I'd have camera gear stored up here, as well as my main camera and lenses down here. And by the time I got to the location and opened up the backpack, I could see that some of the gear had collapsed into the secondary pouch here. Now, Luckily, nothing was actually damaged, but it really does not give me a whole load of confidence when it comes to protecting my gear in this bag. So that's why I was kind of saying earlier, I wouldn't put any heavy stuff like a lens in here because in my experience, it just collapses through. So I would have preferred, seeing as this is a camera bag, that the Velcro was in fact just a fixed platform that you couldn't actually change. To tell you the truth, when I first bought this, I wasn't really a fan. I was pretty bummed about the size actually, and the fact that it couldn't hold as much as my Peak Design bag. But that actually turned out to be one of its biggest strengths. As time went on, I actually really started to appreciate the size because it meant that I had to be very strategic and concise with my gear and not weigh myself down with all the superfluous accessories that I carry around in my normal backpacks. So if you are wondering if this bag is for you, I don't think I could recommend it as the be-all, end-all of backpacks because it really depends what you want to try carry around. Now, since I bought this one, Brevitē have in fact brought out a 22-litre version, which I haven't tried out, so I can't actually speak to its size, but if you are worried about the whole size aspect thing, then it might be better to just pick that one up. But if you're looking for something casual that you can bring out on day trips, or something that you can just fit all your little camera accessories into, or if you're looking for a lightweight backpack that you can wear all day and travel with, then honestly, the Brevitē Jumper is a really good backpack and I recommend trying it out. Okay, and that's it. I'm gonna try not to spill any more tea on myself, but if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you let me know by either liking it or commenting or subscribing and just telling me. You could even reach out on my socials at RobinJK if you wanted to let me know that way. But again, I want to really appreciate you for checking. I do appreciate you for checking this out. It means a lot to me. This is something that I do for fun and I have a lot of fun doing it. And I really love when I get any sort of feedback or interaction. So anyway, enough rambling. This week, I'd love if you could put a song that you've been listening to recently in the comments that makes you happy. One that sparks joy or brings about good memories. Something like that. Leave it in the comments below. I'll make a little playlist. I'll pop it somewhere. And we can all enjoy a nice little happy playlist. My name's Robin. And I'll see you in the next one. Taking a chance out on a limb.